and as usual, I couldn't come up with a good idea for it. So as usual, I went for inspiration where I always go and asked Irene for an idea. And she said, can you all hear me? Okay. She said, why don't you write one about 13th Lake? Well, I thought the geology of 13th Lake would be a good place to start my research. And while I was asking some questions about that, this answer grabbed my attention. Quote, for quite some time, the Adirondacks lay beneath a shallow sea, end quote. And I thought, God knows how those mountains ever got out of there. Then I thought, God does know. At which point, a song called 13th Lake suddenly turned into a song called My Little Chat with God. And for music to go with these lyrics, I borrowed the tune from Keep on the Sunny Side. And here we go. A geologist I met said to me, the Adirondacks used to sit beneath the sea. Well, for the real scoop, when Earth history sounds odd, who better to call on than God? Since he is a friend of mine, I dial God on his private line, and he picks up before it even rings. Hello, Hal, he says to me, like he's got that ESP, or he bought one of those caller ID things. I say, God, you never cease to amaze. How come you rush to do creation in 6 days, when if you'd thought out every step the way you oughta, you'd have never left our park underwater. He says you don't understand. Up here I'm a one-man band, so it slipped between the cracks for an age or two. Don't know how much land got wet, or why you're acting so upset. Come on, admit it, I redid it, nice for you. That was a job and a half I had to do, all by myself with no construction crew, to raise the land up where the sea inundates. I collided two tectonic plates. Dust hid the sun and made it snow. The smash-up made the mountains grow. Your Adirondacks formed a circular dome. But my task had just begun. There was much more to be done to make a place that you would want to call your home. The Adirondacks needed rivers, lakes, and pools. That job required non-existent power tools. I tried to work it out, but while the time flew by, somehow that snow piled up a mile or so high. Says I can't believe my ears. You let it snow a zillion years? A thing like that's not easy to forget. Eager owls don't go and make me sore. I'd never built a world before, and I hadn't fine-tuned retrofitting yet. Besides, that snow made things turn out for the best. Its glaciers gave you 13th Lake and all the rest. They let the high peaks stay up nice and high, with softly rounded silhouettes against the sky. One last thing, Hal, before I go. Your global warming must not grow. This massive man-made mess mankind has gotta fix. For all those things I did for you, your indifference will undo. Will I redry the floods you caused? The answer's nix.